All right, good morning. Today is the 10th, and I didn't do a video, I think Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I had to think what day of the week it is. It is all kind of blends together. I'm starting a new process to get myself healthy, 75-day process, and it's actually pretty simple. It's called 75 Hard. So there's, you got to drink a gallon of water a day. You got to pick a diet and stick to it, whatever the diet is. You need to have two 45-minute workouts. You need to do a picture of yourself, a progression pic every single day for 75 days. And then you got to read 10 pages of something that's going to expand your mind, that's going to help you, whether it be business or something spiritual or something motivational, just 10 pages a day. So I'm starting that process, 75 days long. The key to it is this, though. If you forget something, or it's like, man, I didn't take my daily pick today, you start over at day one. If you're at day 74 and it's like, I didn't drink a gallon of water today, you go all the way back to day one and start over. And that's why it's called Hard 75. There's no deviation, there's no oops. And here's the deal, is it's self-leadership through the whole process. Like, who's gonna know that I didn't drink a gallon of water? Just me. So you gotta keep, you got to have integrity in yourself. I'm doing this with two other men in my life. We're doing it just as a challenge to push ourselves. This is going to be a complete, it's going to teach you just mental fortitude and pushing through. Because I think the hardest thing for me, there's two of them. The water intake, drinking a gallon every day. I got to force it down. That is 8 bottles of bottled water, if you're wondering. 4 before lunch, 4 after lunch, or really 4 before you go to bed. The evening seems to be a little bit easier, but you got to be careful when you drink that much water, because you will be up a couple times. That, and then the squeezing that last workout in after work. It's like, man, I'm tired, I just want to go home and chill. But it's like, no, I'm going to go home, I'm going to change, and then my wife's been going with me, and it's like, let's go to the gym, and we got a schedule written out what we're going to do that day at the gym. So, that's a new challenge for me, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm on day 3 now, and just kind of getting my body adjusted, like, hey, this is how we're going to roll. This is the new standard in your life. So I say all that. One of the big things that I just wanted to kind of touch base on is, it just seems, one second here. It seems that there's a lot of things in my life that I'm finding out. It's like, hey, you need to do this way, and don't do it this way, and this is the way that you need to go. I think like the keto diet's a big craze right now. That's what I'm actually doing right now, is the keto diet. I have some weight that I need to lose. I do have a belly, and I'm getting up in there in age. I'm 47 now, and it's like I'm preparing for my future today. And I think me getting healthy is definitely, I want to live as healthy as possible for as long as possible. And that all starts with what I'm doing today. So, you have people that are on both sides of the fence with keto. Like, you can't do it, you shouldn't be doing it, it doesn't work. And then you got this other side, yes it does, and you got this information over here and over here. And it's like, you need to do your own research and find out, is this going to work for me? And I look at it, it's like, well, it worked for them. So if it worked for them, then it can work for me. And it has worked for me in the past. You know, and I honestly, I just pay attention to my body, and the less processed carbohydrates that I intake, the better I feel. And that's just that's what works for me. And you know, there's probably good ways to diet and lose your weight and hit your goals, and then I think there's great ways. And for me, keto is great. It works for me. So I say that, do your own research. Find out what's going to work best for you. You know, not even best, but like the greatest impact in your life. You know, I've been reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, great book. It's like everything that I've been taught about finances, like everything just flipped. It's like, has really broadened my mind in that. And it's like, man, so revolutional. Like revelational is what I meant. And it's like a revolution in your own life. But so revelational in this book. I'm like, why is there not more people doing this? I'm like, this is crazy. This is mind-blowing. And, you know, I think there's a good way. And then there's a great way. You know, the best way. And I think, I love how Pastor Keith has always put this. Pastor Keith at Elevate Life Church. Don't let good be the robber of best. So there's good ways to invest your money. There's good ways to save. But then there's always a better way. And I think, you know, what he talks about with investing in this, I'm like, man, this has really just blown my mind and my thinking, you know, when it comes to my finances. Like, really pushes me to change. It's like, man, I can see this being a better way for me. Like, I bought into it. I've drank the Kool-Aid in that. And I'm like, this is really pushing me to really change how I view finances and how I spend and how I invest. Like, it really motivates me. I'm like, oh my gosh, man. And this book was written in 1997. And it's like, here it is. But you know what? If I'd have read this book in 97, the ground's it ain't right. It's not right to receive those seeds. Like, I got things, actually, it's not just things. I look at my life right now and look, do not get any of these videos wrong. Like, I am mentally healthy. I'm not depressed right now. Like, what I'm doing is something that's opposite of what everyone else does. I'm not on Instagram. I'm not on Twitter and Facebook, like, just showing you the best parts of my life. And like, this is what I want to project. Like, this is how my life really is. It's all a bunch of BS. You know, majority of people on social media, they just put like, this, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of this because this shows the best of me, or the best that I want to be. And I want people to think this is how my life really is. Credit to Pastor Erwin McManus on that, on mind control. Just controlling, you know, your thoughts, basically. Listening to that this morning on my walk, just another revelational thing that's been revealed to me. Which is my next book. The Warrior Code, I think is the name of it. Erwin McManus, excuse me. So just a couple of weeks ago at Elevate Life Church, Pastor Josh spoke on a message, you know, the commandment to love God and then love your neighbor. And majority of Christian Americans, and this is one of those things, it's like there's good and then there's best. Like, you go to any church, and that church is probably full of people that love God. They're praising God, they're worshiping God, but that's where it stops. And the word says that it's just as important as the first rule. Love God. Love your neighbor. Completely. Just right there, everything flipped upside down for me. It's like, oh my gosh, man. Like, I love God, but then I can turn around and hate on some people. It's like, that is not cool. That is not right. That is not what God called me to do. He's like, love your neighbor. And I'm not talking about the neighbor that you like. Like, go and like have some compassion on the people that just like you. You know, love on them. And it's like, just, because you know what? If you can't love on them, how are you going to love God? Because God loves everybody. I truly, truly, 100% believe that. God loves everybody. The worst person you can think of, or all the Christian Americans, the evangelicals, or the Catholics, or whatever group you want to say, that want to turn around and point out the sin, and you're going to burn in hell if you don't do this and that. You know what? People don't want to hear that. People want to hear, like, God loves you, even though you're messed up right now, because I'm messed up too, and God loves me too. Like, we need to have more love like that, loving your neighbor as yourself. And I think, when I say we, let me stop there. Me, Don Safer, needs to do that. I can't control anyone else. I can control me, though. So I'm going to practice this, loving the people that sometimes I don't want to love. It's like, man, I can't believe they're like that. Have some compassion, Don. Have some compassion, because that's what Christ did. Because if he didn't have compassion, he wouldn't have been with the prostitutes, the tax collectors, the drunks, like, hey, let's go do dinner. In fact, invite me over to your house. All of you outcasts of society, at the time, the Jewish society. Like, have me over. Because you know what? I want to get to know you because I love you and I care about you. Like, that's Christ-like. And you know, there's people that may disagree with that. It's like, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to work for me. So I just say that, you know, there's a lot of, like, we're in the information age right now. And there's a lot of information out there. And you got to have some discernment. And you got to take things and go, look, you know what? I see that. That looks like that's working. So I'm going to try that and see how I can apply that in my own life. And see where it takes you. And maybe you've been doing things good, but you haven't been introduced to doing it the best way. You've just been doing it the good way. And I credit all this, like, look, I am just talking out what I've been taught through my pastor, Pastor Keith Craft at Elevate Life Church. Just trying to walk it out every day. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because you know what? Maybe something that I've been taught that I'm trying to walk out and have some fruit of that in my life, maybe that'll help you in your journey, wherever you're at, you know. And I'm at 13 minutes. I kind of rambled on today, but you know, these are just like I said, like my paradigm's just been turned upside down on everything in my life. You know, it's like, look, like here's another example. You can exercise and exercise and exercise. You can do it 5 times a day if that's what you want to do. But you know what? It's your diet. Like, it's the opposite of what you think. It's your diet. You can lose weight and not exercise. Now, you may not be as healthy, but you can literally lose weight and not exercise. So it's like, well, wow. Gym memberships are crazy. You go in a gym, what's the majority of the space in the gym? It's the freaking cardio. And you know what? It's like, cardio's good. Nothing wrong with that. But if you're eating bad, there's all kind of things wrong with it. Like, change your eating. And then incorporate some cardio as a bonus, you know, to get your cardiovascular system going and healthy. But it's just, you know, I'm learning this. Like, there's a lot of things that it's like, oh, I'm going to go that way. I'm going to do this. And what I'm finding is like, that doesn't work. That doesn't, like, who taught you that? Like, where's the fruit that worked in their lives? Like, there's just so much information out there. So with that, I'm like, you know, have some discernment. Say, you know what? I see that. Maybe that is the best way. But the only way that you're going to find that out is, one, inspect it. Like, hey, is that working in their lives? They're preaching that. Are they actually doing it? What's the fruit of what they're doing? And then maybe give it a shot and go, hey, you know what? I'm going to go that route. I'm going to see if that works for me. And then you know what? I think you have this shift. It's like, man, that's a good way. This is even a better way. Wow, that is revelational to me right there. So anyway, I'm going to sign off at the 15-minute mark now. But you know what? Thank you guys that watch this video. You know, I'm just trying to get information out and help people, you know, because I'm in the process of being helped myself as well. You know, I don't have it all figured out, but the little bit of things that I've learned, I'm just sharing with you, because maybe that'll help you along to wherever it is in your mind where you're trying to get to. Maybe this will help you. So God bless you guys. It's going to be another wonderful hot day in the Dallas area. But thank you for the sunshine, Lord. You know, I'll take the sunshine over a cloudy day. Thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day today.